ioStux here. Today we have something a bit different. A lot of people have kind of asking me if I could, maybe record one of my sessions. So a Tropic over here has actually agreed to me recording this session, or at least a part of it. So he got a gameplay review session, which is one of the follow-up sessions where we kind of skip over the introductory stuff and go straight to the VOD review. I have all of my notes prepared. Tropic, you are ready as well, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. Because if that's the case, then I'll go and I'll get your VOD up and running. Okay, there we go. Now, for coaching, I use a website called mayhem.gg, which basically allows me to like synchronize the VOD to his. So, could you do me a favor and really quick open up the link? Okay, just tell me when you're good to go, right?
Looks like it's good now.
Okay, so I kind of skip over the start because the start was really boring, to be honest. But there were some pretty interesting things. Okay, there we go. So, do you see anything questionable about this position?
It's still loading right now.
It's still loading. Okay, let me go when you're good, right?
All right. So are we looking at standing in front of the choke?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, what do you see?
Really not good crosshair placement. Not close to cover. Really
Yeah,
horrible.
that's not the biggest issue though.
I'm not sure what the biggest issue is. If that's not it, then.
Okay, I mean there are multiple things. Okay, so for one,
Okay, well, yeah.
you have this Orisa shield. Actually, blue is a shit color for this. You have this Orisa shield, but you're not really using it, are you?
No.
Like, the enemies can just shoot over it, so there's literally no point. So if you want to stand at the choke and do nothing, at least do it behind the Orisa shield, okay? And also, you're not really applying, like, any pressure. Like, you're wasting a lot of time in front of this choke, kind of just, shooting down there, not really doing anything. You need to actually push in, okay? So you can see that your entire team already pushes up, and if you see that little blue part here, that's from your Orisa shield, that means that they're creating a lot of space. And you kind of have two approaches. Both of them are somewhat risky, but they kind of need to be done if you don't want to waste too much time. So you can either go to the left and take control of the mega room. That's, one approach. I think it's the riskier approach, but it mainly depends on where your team is going. Or the other thing you could do is go through the right room and kind of take control of the area with the mini. Now, I don't mean go all the way up to the high ground. I literally just mean go into the room to the right of the bridge. That's a really good position because it allows you to attack from a different angle, especially if your team goes to the left. Okay, so you always want to stand in a position like this while staying in line of sight of your supports. Okay, that's also pretty important. Now, especially whenever you think about positions that you can take in order to flank around a little bit, always think of the nearest health packs on the map. Okay, so one thing that both of these positions have in common is that they are very close to health packs. Okay, also arrows are kind of bad for this. Okay, they're very close to health packs. And health packs make you less reliant on supports. And the great thing about being less reliant on supports is, for one, if your supports kind of suck, you won't really suffer from that. And also, more importantly, it allows your supports to focus their attention on the rest of your team, who probably need it more. Okay?
Right.
And also, this is another great thing about Soldier. Your kit is really, really flanker friendly. Okay? So, for one, your sprint allows you to get to flank positions faster, and more importantly, it also allows you to escape from them faster. So if you would go to the right and you would see that the enemy, I don't know, Winston is like going for you, you can just sprint down the stairs towards this small room. There's another small health pack in this room, and you're basically in safety. Okay, so the enemies can't really touch you. And you also have your biotic field, which again kind of goes into what I mentioned earlier about the health packs. It's really, really, really hard to kill a soldier if he stands next to a health pack and he has his biotic field up, okay? So if you look at a character like McCree, for example, you can't really do that, okay? His kit lacks mobility, it lacks self-sustain. You can't really go for flanks with McCree, which is why it's usually better to just kind of abuse one of your teammates as a meat shield and run with the group. Whereas with Soldier, you can really, really create a lot of space, okay? And I feel you kind of missed an opportunity to do that here.
Yeah.
So, okay, here, this is also very interesting. Let me go back a bit. Let's see if I can pause this. Okay, so you can kind of see how a bunch of your teammates are taking spam damage down here from the Winston. You know, mainly because the little chevrons above them turn to orange, which means that they aren't full HP anymore. Moments like these, so obviously they aren't taking a lot of damage right now because the Mercy is healing them, and it's only Winston damage that they are taking since, you know, they're kind of behind the Reinhardt shield. But whenever you see opportunities like this, where just a bunch of yellow chevrons are clumped up, this is the perfect opportunity for you to get ult charge. Okay, so since if you play very smart, like if you use cover properly and you kind of live off of your own of health packs around you, then you don't really need the biotic field for yourself. Okay, and the biotic field gives you between 9 and 10 ult charge if it heals someone for the whole duration. Okay, so if you see a clump of your teammates and they're all taking damage, okay, don't hesitate just running into them. Okay, that's, you know, again, you have your sprint, you don't need to worry about running into them, and just drop your biotic field. Okay, and especially early on in the game, it's really, really important that you always look for opportunities like that, because it gives you a bunch of ult charge. Okay, so obviously it's always going to be a little less because it won't always be, you know, 100% efficient. Okay, but you should always have this general mindset of just looking at your abilities and asking yourself, okay, I really don't want this ability to be available. You know, it's kind of triggering me. What can I do with it? And right here,
like
you could be
the StarCraft mindset. Right?
Basically, yeah. So right now you have this biotic field, okay? You want the sooner you use it, the sooner it'll be available again. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, this opportunity isn't like the greatest for doing that, but it's the general mindset that you should start adopting. Okay, this is great. Wait. So this Mei's positioning is phenomenal, actually. Okay, here, this one was also interesting, okay? This current position is phenomenal, okay? Let's just kind of analyze the situation, okay? You see, so some of them are on high ground, but you don't really care about them. They're kind of useless. You have a Zen under the bridge, you have a McCree next to him, and you have a Mei, okay? And whenever you see something like this, and you have a corner, okay, in this case it's not really a corner, but it's kind of the side of the door here, this is cover for you. Okay, and that's really, really good for you, because as I mentioned previously, you always want to make sure that you expose yourself to as little enemies as possible. Okay, and this holds true for any FPS game. So right now, you're exposing yourself to the Zen, to the McCree, and to the Mei. Okay, and there's no reason for you to expose yourself to 3 of them. Okay, so what you should do is walk to the left. Okay, that makes sure that the door towards your left starts covering the McCree and the Zen, and then you can shoot the Mei from complete safety. Okay, but what you instead decide to do is you walk out of that fucking door. Okay, which is really dumb. So now there's legit a fucking Zenyatta orb, like, swooshing by your face, okay? You're really lucky that this Reaper is playing meat shield for you today, otherwise you would also eat the McCree shots, okay? You can only shoot 1 target anyways, there's no point in exposing yourself to those 2 as well, okay?
God, yeah.
So, that was slightly questionable. Okay, this is also phenomenal. This is so good. Okay, you really need to learn how to jiggle peek. Okay, so jiggle peeking basically means that you kind of strafe in and out of cover. It's more viable with like tap characters like McCree and less with, you know, continuous fire ones like Soldier. But okay, so here's the thing. There's a Lucio on high ground. Okay, there's a Zen in front of the bridge, and there is a McCree in front of the bridge as well, okay? There's 3 enemies, okay? And again, you can only choose one. You have 2 choices right now. Either, okay, you walk towards the left, behind cover, okay? Which, you know, would allow you to only focus on the McCree, or on no one at all, and just, like, walk towards the left and take control of the Mega Room. Or you can go to the right, next, you know, behind the Orisa shield, and shoot from there, okay? But you're standing in the middle!
Oh, God.
You're literally like, good position, bad position. So, yes, you could have actually like just And you're discarded as well. Look at this shit. You're like super vulnerable. You're just like eating damage, bam, down to 110 HP for absolutely nothing. Okay, and there we go. You just peek again. Like, look, you got flashbang even. If this McCree wouldn't suck so much, he would have just headshotted you with his right click. Okay, like the fact that you didn't die there is interesting. Okay, so the Orisa kind of adapts to your interesting positioning. Okay, the Orisa adapts to your positioning. And what do you decide to do? You literally walk in front of her shield. You just, so you definitely had brighter moments, but whatever. You finally decide to go to the left, okay? And here, this is fantastic. You're actually playing with a Sombra, and if you're playing with a Sombra, this entire left area is like, oh, so good. It's so good. Okay. So yeah, when you were over here, like I don't know why you were overstaying here. Like, when the enemies give you this area for free, go and take it, okay? They're kind of, so whenever you take a point, you always need to think about positions that the enemies want, okay? Or just imagine you standing on the point and think about, okay, where do I want the enemies not to stand? And if you're on the point, that position would probably be either this area over here, the high ground back here, or the high ground over here. These are kind of the three positions that are really annoying. Everything else you can deal with. Okay. Now, I don't think you really need to take to worry about this right position. Obviously, Soldier is a really good character to just take this right position on his own. Like, if somehow you manage to like take this right flank route and you take care of that high ground, while your team comes from the left, that kind of leaves the enemies with no position. Okay, and that's a mistake that you should be looking for. Okay, them just giving these high grounds for free, and you should take them. Okay, but that's irrelevant for us now because they probably won't take this high ground anyways. So we'll take the next best thing, which is this area up here. Okay, so you shouldn't waste your time chilling over here. You should actually start moving. Okay. Okay, now this is something very minor. Okay, this is super minor. I don't want you to focus too hard on it, but I still think it's worth mentioning. Right here, when you start shooting on the Rhine, do you see how you just kind of stand still, move, stand still, move?
Yeah.
You kind of move in bursts. That's a habit that you need to get rid of. This just kind of shows me that you still struggle with aiming and moving at the same time. Or not even aiming. That you just struggle with like shooting and moving at the same time. Okay? To be fair, moving or like strafing in this situation would have been not necessary. In my opinion. Okay, you didn't need to strafe here. I mean, you didn't even take any damage. No one was shooting you. But it's still a really good habit to, you know, as long as you're not behind a Reinhardt shield, just strafe. Okay, it just helps practice your aim. It just helps get into your muscle memory, and it's really a habit that you should build up. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you're at a point where you can actually kind of, oh shit, I opened Discord. This is kind of a situation where you can actually on your own kind of take care of it.
Yeah.
Okay, what are your thoughts?
Well, I walked, you know, straight past more barriers if I saw that correctly, and I'm in front of everybody, not using any cover at all.
You're a frontline soldier now.
Yeah.
Okay, like why are you the first one to run out here? Okay, so if you would have flanked by the right, you know, for one, you could have caught the enemies by surprise here. Like, just imagine you standing over there. You could have like, oh boy, you could have spammed so much. It would have been great. Like, phew, would have been really good. Okay, but whatever. Okay, you couldn't have really come from a different angle here because the circumstances kind of forced you to go here. Okay, but again, your life is important. Use your teammates as a meat shield. Especially when you have a teammate, you know, like a Reinhardt. I mean, okay, look. So there are two things. This is actually some pretty high level decision making. Okay, so not high level decision making as in you should stand behind the Reinhardt. Okay, you should stand behind the Reinhardt. Okay, but you needed to make a decision. Okay, of giving the Reinhardt the hacked health pack that the Sombra has directly behind him, okay, or look at what ability you have up.
Right.
Okay, and there's a Ryan. Okay, now this decision is a lot easier in this situation because the Sombra just used EMP. Okay, so what you needed to do right here, okay, is this Reinhardt is the one that's supposed to be protecting you. Okay, he's the one that creates space for you, and he's the one that you use as a meat shield. You want to make sure that you keep your meat shield healthy. Okay, and that's what you have your E for. So you, in my opinion, missed a huge opportunity to use your E on that Reinhardt. You really, really did. Okay, because now look, it's just sitting there. That cooldown is just sitting there. It's not really doing anything, which is not that good. But whatever. Let's just keep going. Okay, this was great. Special Agent May coming out of nowhere. Now this was really good, okay? I actually need to give some props for that, because you actually reacted exactly how you're supposed to react to it, okay? You just realized, okay, there's no way that I'm going to, like, not get frozen here. So you dropped your biotic field and you jumped, okay? Arguably the jump was a little bit early. Ideally you should have jumped a little bit later, okay? But other than that, it was really, really good, okay? Because, okay, sure, for one, you survive because, you know, you had your healing field, so her right click didn't just one-shot you, which is really, really good, okay? And the jump usually makes it harder for her to hit you, okay? This is also good, okay? So you see that she goes into her ice block, and you just kind of ignore her a little bit, and you take up space. Now, this would be a bad play if it weren't for the Reaper creating a bunch of space on point. Okay, so you're currently basically applying pressure on point, okay, without even really looking at the point. And because you're helping the Sombra kill the Mei, that's also really good target focus, because it means that, you know, the faster the Mei dies, the faster the Sombra can help you and the rest of your team. Okay?
Right.
Now, one thing that I want to mention about these Sombra packs, okay? So again, the Sombra packs are really an exception to your biotic field usage. If Sombra has her EMP, then you can use your biotic field whenever you want. Okay? But if she doesn't have her EMP yet, okay, which is going to happen most of the time, then sometimes it's better to, instead of healing your teammates for your own ult, to let your teammates take the hacked Sombra health packs. Okay, and this counts for you as well. Because Sombra EMP is just objectively a stronger ultimate than Tech Visor. Okay, Tech Visor is easy to counter, people can just run behind walls, people can escape, people can hide behind shields. With EMP, that doesn't work. Okay, so you always want to make sure that if there's a hacked health pack, always check if Sombra is ult, and kind of base your decision on whether you want to use your healing field on that, or not. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. So, yeah, you'd probably take this point, okay? If you're in a situation like this where everyone is on the point, you've just created, you haven't created, but like you're currently in control of so much space. Yeah, honestly, there's not much. Ooh, someone's contesting. Turn around. That was a very slow turnaround. That was a very, very slow turnaround. If they contest, you need to get there a bit faster. Well, it doesn't really matter for this one. Okay, so you have your ultimate now, okay? What is kind of the OG position for you?
Is it going right and taking that high ground spire?
Ooh, you learn fast. Okay, that's kind of the position that you want to take. Okay.
Okay.
So I call these things end game positions. Okay. So on the first point, your end game position, okay, basically like your perfect position, would be the high ground, top right of the point. If you get there on attack with no one contesting you, it's a firing range. You can do whatever you want. Okay. And over here, it's that high ground on the top right. Now, the high ground on the top right is very hard to get. Okay, I mean, that's why it's called end game. However, if you actually manage to take control of it, it is the perfect position for you to get your ultimate. Okay. Sometimes that right position is going to be taken by the enemies, in which case you would take control of the left side area. The left side kind of crypt area is a little bit kind of shit, because it's very clumped up and the enemies can just push you out. But at least you have a small health pack. Okay, you've got that going for you. Now you may be wondering, so what? That small health pack makes a huge difference, because you have a Sombra on your team. Okay, so your smartest move, to be honest, as a team, not as an individual, as a team, would be to take control of the left side and use that small health pack for the Sombra. You can also use the big health pack, like further left. Obviously the big health pack, the main advantage being, oh, it heals faster, so she gets her ultimate faster, but it's a little bit further away, okay? The absolute best thing that the Sombra can do is what?
Is hack the Mega under the bridge.
Is hack the Mega under the bridge. Okay, if she gets that Mega, which is very doable in comp. Oh boy, this point is... Now, okay, here's the thing. This Mega would be the best thing. However, your team won't be able... Or like, for your team comp, it's not the best. Do you know why?
Do we lack a lot of mobility to get back to the point after getting the health pack?
Hacking that bottom health pack was amazing with the Winston Diva meta. Okay, but since you're running a Ryan Orisa, which is the fucking... It's kind of an odd team comp, to be honest. But whatever, so you're running like the two least mobile tanks. If anything, like Orisa has an ability to make her less mobile, okay? So you won't really be able to benefit much from that large health pack, okay? So if you ever play Sombra on the second point, always make sure that if you don't have a lot of mobility, don't bother hacking the bottom health pack, okay? Or at least it's not as mandatory. You should still hack it if you get it, okay? And there are two reasons for that. For one, to deny the enemies that health pack, because obviously if they have mobility, they're going to take that health pack. And most importantly, if they have a Sombra, okay, simply hacking it yourself and keeping it in control of yourself can really, really help you deny the enemy Sombra, okay? But with this team comp, and if they don't have a Sombra, then only hack it if you get the time, okay?
Right.
Like, I wouldn't hesitate, or like, I wouldn't stall a push because of it, okay? So, this front choke area, okay, you do have two shields, but that area is a no-no for you, okay? I don't want you to, like, ever stand in front of this choke, okay? And spoiler alert, you'll be standing in front of this choke a bunch. It's super useless. You're not applying any pressure, you're not getting any ult charge, you're not doing anything, okay? But so you take this this right flank route, okay? You even wait for the Reaper. Now, let's just look at why you had to drop that biotic field, okay? So right here, you were at 200 HP, okay? But because you decide to walk up here, you eat a, I think it was a Zenyatta headshot, which isn't that great, okay?
Yeah.
So what you could have done is, instead of like going via main, you could have just like directly kind of go into through this building and avoid main, or even take the extremely long route around here. Okay, obviously if you can help it, you'll take the left route because it's faster. But if you go via main, you're kind of asking to just get knocked down. And this is really, really bad. Because once you go over here, since you only have, you know, low HP, at least you see that you have low HP, okay? But you needed to waste your biotic field for this. And that's really, really bad. Do you know why that's bad?
Because if I'm pushing into a dangerous place, I probably need it.
And another thing specifically, you kind of need it for another move of yours.
Oh, for the rocket jump. And for the
you don't really need it for the rocket jump. I guess kind of, but yeah, mainly for your ultimate.
Right.
Okay, you don't really need a rocket jump in order to get up here, so that's
Right.
fine. But you really, really want to have your E up for your ultimate. And by using your E right there, you're kind of crippling yourself a little. Okay,
Yeah.
which is not that great. However, going to this flank in of itself, that's really, 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 really good. Okay. So you're just applying some pressure from the side. Okay. Okay, and this was huge. This right here. Okay. The fact that you fall down from here, this is actually huge. Okay. It doesn't really look like much, okay? But you dropping down there costs you a lot of time. Okay. So you're currently in a situation where you have a very melee heavy comp. Okay, you basically have a death ball comp with the Reaper, the Rhine, the Orisa. They want to get on the point and just be a big blob. Okay? The problem is, if that blob gets focused by the entire enemy team, it won't really stand, you know, at all. So, you as soldier, if you're in this position, you need to apply pressure in order to, you know, alleviate some pressure on the death ball. But you dropping down here costs a lot of time. You could have spent that time being useful and actually shooting stuff. Okay? Now, same thing here. You kind of waste a bit of time shooting the Zen. You won't really be able to kill the Zen. I mean, maybe you would, but again, taking this position is higher priority for you right now.
Right.
Okay, it should be your number one priority. Okay, but you're kind of wasting some time shooting the Zen. Okay, and look, now you're on the high ground, but now your Orisa is already dead. Okay, it was only 1 or 2 seconds that you wasted there. Okay, probably more, okay, but it definitely wasn't that great. Okay. Okay. Can you please kind of analyze this situation for me right now?
Probably should have ulted.
Should have ulted. You think so?
I think that's a safe bet.
Your Mercy just res 2! The Zen and the McCree are literally asking for it. If you would have ulted right now, either you would have killed both of them, or you would have forced the Zenyatta's Transcendence out. Both of which would be completely worth it on offense. Because as long as you don't get poked, you'll get your ultimate quicker than this Zen. Okay? Like, what are you waiting for? You're even standing in your healing field. Look at this, man. Look. Bam, you even dropped your healing field. I was like, ooh, he dropped his healing field. He's about to press that Q button and kill some shit. But you don't! This is legit the most obvious tech visor imaginable. But look, no, you don't. Okay, and what happens? Oh, that McCree that you could have killed, he just killed your Mercy. Arguably, the Mercy wasn't that important anymore because she already used res, but still, it's healing. Okay, and then you use it. Okay, so the enemies have used their beat. The enemies have used High Noon, okay? You've already lost most of your man advantage, okay? And you're just kind of putting salt in the wound by wasting it here, okay? You should have just realized, okay, I'm dumb. I'm really dumb. I missed my opportunity. Tough shit, can't really do anything about this anymore. I'll just go back, okay? I see, oh, the health pack is hacked. Next push is going to be Gucci. I deal with EMP. EMP Tech Visor, one of the strongest ult combos in the game. EMP Tech Visor and EMP Death Blossom. It's so strong. Okay?
Yeah.
But you wasting your ultimate right here? That's really bad. Okay? Now, so, yes. You need to realize that in 2CP, okay, one of the main reasons why it's kind of shit game mode is, you won't really get the point unless you stomp the fight. And, after that Mercy died, you won't really stump the fight at all. Okay, there's no way. So, regrouping there definitely would have been smarter. Now this one is phenomenal, okay? Can you kind of assess this situation?
Am I waiting for this health pack to come back and not leaving?
I mean, it's your gameplay, what do you think?
I can't tell from the pause, but I feel like that's probably the dumbass thing I'm gonna do.
Well, no.
Oh,
it actually isn't. Yeah, it gets even
shit.
dumber. Okay.
Oh god.
So we have established a few things already. We've established that you just wasted your ultimate. We have established that the teamfight is basically lost. And we have also established that you're at 30 HP. Okay. Now there is a smart move. There's a smart move of just running away. Okay, trying to get away. It's unlikely, because you have 30 HP, but it's possible. You should run away. We have the dumb move, which would be standing here and waiting for this health pack. Okay? Arguably, it wouldn't be the most dumb move, but also wouldn't have been the smartest. Okay? And then we have whatever the fuck you're about to do.
Oh god.
Why do you run over here? There's a pack! There's an escape route! There's your HP! What childhood trauma has led your brain to think that this is a good decision? Look, okay, wait, you're actually describing the situation perfectly yourself.
I'm just terrible.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
you are. Oh, boy. Okay, I need to catch my breath. That was quite the feat. That was actually impressive. Okay, let's skip ahead a little bit. We don't need to see you walking out of spawn. So, Mr. Tropico standing in front of the choke again. You're almost getting ult charge, except that you're kind of not. You're just look here, same thing, man. You have an Orisa shield, and you're just, oh, I need to go further back. Okay, you have an Orisa shield like right over there. Why do you need to expose yourself to this McCree? If he was smart, he would have realized, oh boy, I can just go in and kill him. Okay? Like,
Yeah.
if I were this McCree, I would have just bam and flashbang and he would be dead. But okay, you make a mistake, but as I mentioned in our first session, I think, Okay, you're in gold. Your mistakes don't matter. They don't get punished. Okay, and this is like a prime example. You're standing completely out in the open. There's a McCree, but he just doesn't connect the dots. Okay, so you get out of there alive, which is good for you, obviously. But you really, really, really don't want to chill here. Okay, you just eat a bunch of Zen orbs. Okay, you just kind of wasted your ultimate, so you need to work on getting that back. Okay, so what I would recommend right here is just taking one of the sides, trying to apply pressure from the sides, and just getting your ultimate charge. Okay, it doesn't matter which side you'll take at this point, but just any way to get ult charge, because from this position right now, you're not getting anything. Okay, so it takes you, 60 damage until you finally realize, oh, okay, maybe I should go to a flank. So you walk to the left, okay, and this is actually good. Okay, can you kind of describe the situation to me?
The Winston jumped on our dudes, and I am not being looked at by anybody, so I can shoot him free.
That's true, okay. The reason this rotation was actually really, really, really good is because, for one, you're very covered in this room. Okay, sure, you don't have a lot of vision, but no one can touch you. Okay. Secondly, you have a small health pack behind you. It would have been even better if that small health pack would have been a Sombra health pack, but you can't have it all. Okay.
Yeah.
And most importantly, okay, this is your team. This is the enemy team, and this is you. Okay.
Oh,
if I would have used better colors there, then okay, wait, let's see if I can use better colors. Maybe like this. Okay. Okay, so this is supposed to be a hamburger, but it's a pretty bad hamburger. So you're kind of sandwiching the enemy team. Okay? Yeah. Like your team is applying pressure from one side, you're applying pressure from the other side. Like what are they supposed to do? Look, this Ryan, he's so preoccupied with your team over there, he's completely ignoring you. You can just farm up your ultimate. It's so good. Okay? And then you push up and you waste his shatter. And look, you just go over here. Now. Your rotation into this room at the start was really, really good. Okay? Now it's not. As I mentioned earlier, you want to get to your end game position. Okay? Now you don't have your ultimate, so this is not as bad as if you had your ultimate, but you really want to work towards your end game position at all times. Okay? So you just have a huge fucking advantage. Okay? Like this is a bad color. This is a pretty good advantage for you. Okay? So go and take your position. Okay? Like there's literally nothing that can stop you right now. You'll be uncontested. Okay? Like wait, right here, okay? When you run up here, right now, all you needed to do was like walk over there and take that high ground. In the time you do this rotation over here, you could have been on the high ground already. Okay? Now, you kind of break a very fundamental rule of 2CP. Which one is it?
Stand near their spawn.
Well, I mean, it's 2CP, you'll always stand near their spawn. That's why the game mode is shit. But what exactly about this position is bad? It's not exactly about where you stand, it's about where you...
Oh, where I'm looking?
Where you're looking.
No vision on people sneaking.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what happens, if I remember correctly.
You are currently exposing your back to the enemy spawn. If you're on attack, never... Okay, on attack. Never expose your back to the enemy spawn, ever. Okay? This is literally the worst thing you can do. Okay? You really, really shouldn't have done this here. Okay? So, what ends up happening, as, kind of predicted, is all of a sudden there's a Mei on you.
Yeah.
Okay? Again, you make a smart move though, okay? You drop your biotic field and you hop. Okay? So your reaction to Mei is actually really, really good, okay? But look at what happens next. So you reacting to the Mei properly was good, because it means that you're still alive. Okay? But after that, the Winston jumps you, and he kills you. Now, this is really bad. Just imagine, instead of this line over here, imagine this line not being here. Your chances of taking this point would have increased tenfold. And I don't want to, predict too much, but if you would have stood on this high ground up here, I feel like this Mei couldn't have frozen you, and the Mei not freezing you would have helped you to actually get away from this monkey. The worst thing this monkey could have done if you were on that high ground up there is push you away from the point, which means that you would have, you know, needed to get back there. But if you're standing at the point, he can zone everyone on the team while killing you. Okay?
Yeah.
So, questionable. Definitely questionable. Oh shit, you got res. Okay, okay. You're shooting stuff, which is good. Oh look! You learned how to use Soldier's sprint ability! Isn't it great? Oh boy, okay, so... now, here's the thing. The fact that the Mercy Res just came through, and the fact that you got 2 kills, this actually turned this around, okay? Because it means that you now actually have a shot at taking this point, okay? Now, here's the thing. Just imagine, okay? Does this situation look familiar to you?
Yes.
Kind of does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This looks eerily similar to that situation earlier, okay? Now, just imagine if how the situation would go if you would stand on this high ground again. That would be a pretty dope position, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But obviously you're not up there, so you kind of need to improvise a little. So, you know, you do use your ultimate, okay? And using your ultimate here is definitely the right move, okay? I know it's risky. I know it's very, very risky, but it's a good move. Arguably, you should have used it a bit earlier. Okay, like you could have started using it up here already. Okay, but you use it at all, which is good. Okay, so you managed to get your kills, which is really, really, really good. Okay, the Reaper kind of last hit the Zen, but in essence, this was basically a 3K. Okay, now can you assess the situation for me?
We are ahead a lot of people, and if we stand on the point, that would be good. And I don't think that's what I'm going to do.
Okay, can you go into a bit more detail?
Like as far as what I'm going to do?
I mean, can you describe your current situation?
My current situation, I should probably, you know, I'm at 60 health.
You're at 60 health.
I need some health. I have field, and I think healers are still alive.
You have your field, you have your field, there are healers behind you, there's probably a hacked Sombra head. I actually don't know if you still have a Sombra, but whatever. If you still have a Sombra, she's probably hacked that one as well. Okay. And you have 60 HP. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's just connect the dots. You basically won the fight. Almost. Ideally, the Orisa shouldn't have died, and the Mercy neither. You have your cooldowns up. There's a team on the point. You have 60 HP. Okay. Now, with those things in mind, let's just look at how this situation proceeds.
Yeah.
Why are you running towards their spawn? You have 60 HP, you just got a really big tech visor. Why are you running towards spawn? What's the point in killing half the enemy team if you're only going to suicide? This achieved nothing. And here's the kicker, okay? So obviously I'm recalling this, okay? So this is kind of to the people who are watching this, okay? This is going to be great. So earlier when Mr. Tropico ran in front of the Orisa shield, and he, the McCree didn't punish him, right? Okay. Now if you look at the situation, okay? Now the more adept of you are you going to realize, oh, okay. There's a Reaper, he's currently in Wraith form, and there's a soldier over here with 60 HP, okay? Now, there are going to be two kinds of players. Those who think, oh, the soldier is low HP, he needs to get back into cover, okay? And there are those who are probably in the higher ranks who realize, oh, okay, the soldier and this Reaper, he can just one-shot the soldier, and the enemies lose their DPS, okay? So, you make the huge mistake of running into the enemy spawn with 60 HP, and the Reaper makes the huge mistake of doing this. He's not even looking at you! He's completely ignoring you! Legit 60 HP! You're the biggest. These two people aren't even. Okay, the Sombra is kind of looking at him. But this guy, this paddywhack guy, he's not even looking at him. Okay, and he's too far away to do anything anyways. Why is he looking over there? He could just punish you so easily. But he doesn't. And I have no clue why. He's so autistic. And no offense to autistic people, okay? But he's actually like, I don't know, he just didn't think. Okay, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He actually just didn't think. Okay? If he would have actually, you know, not gone on autopilot there, he would have realized that that kill, that 1-for-1 trade would have been worth it. Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, let's look at how you died. Let's see how you died. Okay, let's see how you died.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the kicker, okay? So Alia, you were in this exact situation. Does this seem familiar to you?
Yeah.
Kind of looks very familiar to this situation after your tech visor, doesn't it? Like, look at this situation right here. And look at this situation right here. Okay, so again, you have 60 HP. Okay, you have your healing field up. You have a team on the point, and you make the same mistake twice in a row. You run into the enemy spawn. Only this time, this Tracer isn't actually on autopilot. Okay, she actually killed you. I mean, how could she? Is this like Surefour? IDDQD? I mean, this Tracer needs to be actually fucking next level in order to kill a soldier with 60 HP. Oh boy, okay. So, you're chilling, next push, okay? You're chilling at this choke again. I don't know why you're chilling at this choke again, but you're chilling at this choke again. Okay? So, I don't know, you're kind of just wasting your time. I don't really want to repeat myself, so... Yeah, you're not really doing anything right now. People are just dying. You're not applying any pressure. Your D.Va is just dying. You're still not applying any pressure. Okay, you take 100 damage, you need to heal yourself up, you're still not applying any pressure, you're not farming any ult charge, you're being really useless right now. Oh, the Tracer comes, okay. She missed that pulse bomb, which is fine. I would have missed it as well. That's actually a really hard pulse bomb to hit on a soldier and a Mercy, okay. So let's not give her any slack for that. Okay, but that's if that Tracer can flank, so can you, okay. So you run in there again, you get the pick on the Tracer, okay, which is really, really good. But you also take a bunch of damage and you don't have your healing field. Okay. However, that doesn't matter. Okay, it kind of matters, okay? It kind of does. Because whenever you go for one of these flanks, you want to make sure that either the health pack on that flank route is going to get you to full HP, okay? So for example, on the left flank route, you know that there's a small health pack. So as long as you have at least 125 HP, that left flank route is viable, because the health pack is going to take care of the rest. This right flank route doesn't have one, meaning that you either need to drop your biotic field, which is loud as shit and going to reveal your position. And obviously, if you don't have your biotic field, because you needed to use it before anything happened, that's also not really optimal. Okay.
Right.
So, yes. Not good. Okay, this is great. This is so good. Can you assess the situation for me?
I am. Well, I'm in between people that could murder me, and then their team's over there, so I'm right in the middle of shit.
You're Mr. 109 HP soldier because you decided to stick around mid for 20 seconds.
Also that.
There's a soldier and Winston over there. Okay. You just gotta pick. Okay. That pick means you need to stay alive. So the correct decision right here would have been just leave this flank alone, get out of here before, you know, while you can, and just take this flank route. Because if these two guys are over here, that means that the flank route through crypts is probably free. Okay? And now, no offense to you, but you suck. You will not be able to 1v2 a Winston and a soldier. To be quite frank, you probably wouldn't be able to deal with a soldier, let alone both of them. Okay? So, you really, really need to get out of here. Okay? But what you do instead is you shoot them. Okay, which is obviously a great idea. Okay, you're kind of like tickling the giant's back. What do you expect? Okay, you put your healing field, which is loud as shit, And then, you know, instead of running away, like this, if you wouldn't, you know, think too much about this would actually look like, you know, you're suiciding, okay? Like, yo, guys, by the way, I'm back here. Here's my biotic field. I don't have my biotic field anymore. Guys, you can punish me. I don't have my cooldowns. Come on, can you kill me? Thank you. Like, you are basically asking for it. You wasted your cooldowns, you just shot them like, oh, look at me. Come on, can you kill me? Of course you'll die. Like, it's actually a fucking miracle that they didn't figure it out sooner, after they got shot and after you dropped your biotic field. Okay? And it was, like, even bigger of a miracle that you decided to stick around there for so long. Okay, whatever. Next push. A new day. You're chilling around mid again, which is not really going to do anything. Okay? At least you're not eating the fire strike, which is pretty good. Okay? Now. Okay. So I want to talk a bit about this biotic field here. Can you share your decision-making process behind this biotic field?
I thought that Mercy was gonna get frozen, but why did I walk away from her?
That's a very good question.
I thought that.
Okay. You know, you could have actually done something really good here by running in there and dropping your field. That would have been actually a really good play. Especially if you didn't have your ultimate. If you didn't have your ultimate, that would give you a shit ton of ult charge. But instead you decide to like drop it somewhere back here. Because it's totally going to help this Mercy back here. Okay, you gotta pick on the tracer. Anything you do right now, okay, whenever you see something like this push is already over. Okay?
Right.
This push is basically, forget about it. There's nothing you can do right now. Okay, ha! This was great. Okay, so, can you assess your situation right here?
Yeah, I'm standing in the choke. With right in... I mean, that's pretty much...
Again, don't turn your back towards the enemy spawn.
That also.
Okay, no, it's not exactly your back towards the enemy spawn, okay? But you're standing on the middle of the street! You shouldn't stand in main in the first place. You should just run back to spawn. You have your ultimate already. Just prepare for the next push so that you can get to your endgame position in the top right, okay? You haven't done a good play in that endgame position yet, and you're in gold. People won't realize that that's your endgame position. Okay, meaning that you can basically get up there completely uncontested. Okay, so yes, you always want to have something between you and the enemy spawn. I mean, your reaction is very fitting, at least. Okay, you're self-aware. That's good. That's actually very good. Okay, so now something is going to happen in a second. Okay. And I'm going to give you a little hint. Okay. So far, there have been 2 situations, actually 3, where you made a mistake, but the enemies didn't punish you for it. Okay. At the start, when you didn't stand behind the Orisa shield and the Zenyatta didn't kill you. Over here, when you were standing here and you stood in front of the Orisa shield and the McCree wasn't killing you. There was probably another situation as well, I can't quite recall. Okay, but there have been a lot of situations where you made mistakes and the enemies just didn't punish you for it. Okay? Oh, and the Reaper, of course. The Reaper also didn't punish you. Okay, so those are 3 different situations. I want you to look at the following clip, okay? Okay. Can you describe that situation for me?
I didn't punish the tracer for...
You didn't punish the tracer. What would you have punished her for?
Yeah, that's a good point. I chased the tracer I couldn't punish at all. Wasted a shitload of time with my ult.
You wasted time, that's number 1. Number 2 is what you do right here. Okay. You, look at what you do. You sprint before you turn a corner. That means you can see her right now, but if you look at your gun, you can't shoot yet. Okay? As long as this icon glows red, you can't shoot. Okay? So you actually can't shoot until very, very late. Like, look, at this exact moment in time, it kind of goes bright. Okay, right now you can almost start shooting again. But look at where you stand already. You're way past this corner. Okay, so that's mistake number 1. Okay, mistake number 2. Okay, what did you do wrong and that the tracer should have punished you for?
Blue ran away from my healing field for one with 100 HP.
Yes. And so what should she have done?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
Oh.
Okay. This is why fixing your mistakes in gold is kind of a waste of time. Okay. So you just used up your biotic field and then you ran towards main. Okay. So mistake number 1 that you did was obviously, you know, sprinting around the corner. Mistake number 2 is in this building. I don't know if you know, but in this building there's a large health pack.
Oh.
Okay. That large health pack would have been really, really nice for you right now. So you made the mistake. Okay, so if I would have been in this situation, I would have told myself, oh, okay, I don't have my biotic field, I don't have my helix rockets, and I am half HP. I am no threat to this tracer right now. So this tracer can just push me and fuck me. Okay, so what should I do? I should go to this health pack and heal up to full. Okay, so you make a mistake. You run towards main. Okay, but even if you didn't make that mistake, when a tracer sees a soldier who just used up his biotic field and his helix rockets, in like 99% of the cases, that tracer should jump on the soldier. Because what is the soldier going to do? He's going to do nothing, especially with 94 HP. Literally stand inside the soldier as tracer. And she didn't punish you for it. You should be dead right now. There should be a tracer behind you right now that goes to kill you. Okay? But look what this tracer does. She doesn't. Okay? Instead she runs up here, okay, in front of the Reaper. She could have taken care of you easily, but she didn't. Okay, she took this odd route, which is really, 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 really bad. Okay, she's really dumb. So you always need to keep this in mind. Like, you don't even know how many mistakes you actually make, and the enemies just don't punish you for it. Okay, like going to a health pack there, for example, that's a mistake that you should ideally fix. Okay, being more aware of health pack positions and your own cooldowns when in a matchup against Tracer, but it wasn't even being punished, so it's kind of irrelevant. Okay. So, but look at what you do, okay? So you kind of go towards the high ground, which, you know, I guess the spirit is there, okay? And I can understand if you didn't see the soldier on top of that thing, okay? Let me see if I can pause this right. But you can actually... Okay, let's a little bit further back. You can actually see the soldier up here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Now, I can understand if you didn't notice him up there. It's really, really, really hard to tell that he's up there because he's at the edge of your screen. You're tunnel visioning a lot, especially if there are like 1, 2, and 3 ultimates going on. Okay? So, I can excuse you not seeing him. Okay? But if you didn't hear him shout that he just activated his tactical visor, then you need better headphones. Okay? Like, just listen. Okay? Just listen. That I've got you in my sights. You really, really needed to hear that. Okay? It was coming from the right side. Okay? And to be honest, it doesn't even matter where it came from. You see, they just used 1, 2, 3 ultimates. That's all you need to know. All you needed to do here was just get out. You're not going to take this point. Just get out. Okay? But what you do instead is you just kind of tunnel vision on your position and you keep going for the soldier, even though you know that they have used so many ultimates already. And then your Mercy makes a huge mistake. Okay? She goes in for the res. And she didn't get you. Now, if you would have survived this, this would have been actually really, really good. Because then I think you would have been, you know, you would have had decent numbers, and more importantly, you would be in a situation where you are alive, you have your ultimate, and they just used 3 ultimates. Okay, but now there's no way that they'll be able to take the point in this push. Okay, and you just wasted res on that. So if you wouldn't have died there, there would have been some sort of chance that that mercy res, you know, would have actually been good. But no, it wasn't. It was a bad mercy res, but you know, you can't really do anything about that. So you're chilling at mid again because that has worked so well so far. Okay, you're dealing with the tracer on the left side again, which is fine, I guess. You're chilling in mid again. Look how much time you're wasting. Okay, there we go. Your biotic field. Why did you drop it?
I don't know. Was I like
Again, you have no cooldowns. You have no cooldowns. Okay, but can you assess the situation right now?
Wasting time. For some reason in mid again. No cooldowns. And pressure at all. We're just kind of. There's 30 seconds till a thing's done. I have ult and I'm not doing anything proactive to use it.
Alright. Everyone is standing here. You're in a 6v6. You have your ultimate. Judging by the time left, this is going to be your last push. Okay, so let's just plan this through. The platform above the point is a great spot to get some opening kills, and it also creates a lot of space for your team to push in. Okay? Now, while that position atop the point is also kind of predictable, it's the only chance that you have right now. Okay? It's the only position good enough to actually help you get the point here. Okay? So, let's see. Okay, so now we have a plan. Let's see if you're actually what you're going to do. Did you think shooting the Reinhardt shield did anything there?
No, I don't.
I mean, just look at it. You're like pew 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 pew. You wasted like 3 seconds alone on that. Okay. You're like not. You didn't really do anything. But okay, well, let's just see how this continues to go. Okay. What are you doing right now? The plan was, or the decision making, okay, the game sense should have told you, the only way that you'll be able to take this point is to get on your end game position on that platform and use your ultimate. That's how you could potentially win this game. You have fucked up so much this game already. But that would be your only chance on how you could actually kind of win. Okay, so what do? You just chill here. Okay. You're not really doing anything. You shot the Reinhardt shield before. Okay. You are really, really fucking late to this flank over here because your team, they already pushed in. Look where your team is standing. Wait. Look. Do you see this?
Yeah.
Your team was already on the point. You are trying to win the game here. And you get distracted by a Winston. This is like the Overwatch equivalent of being late to work and going to Starbucks beforehand.
Oh, God.
Why are you getting distracted by that monkey? You could have already been up there before all of these people died. Okay, so your Mercy could have won the game by not wasting her res earlier, so she could have resed these 2 and keep herself alive, okay? So that's something that your Mercy could have done, okay? Or you could have just ulted and killed this Tracer, which would have prevented the Reaper and the Mercy from dying at least. You lost this game, or this round, because you were getting distracted by a Winston. And look what happens. This position was taken by the enemy soldier. Okay? Man, if only you were up here a little bit earlier, you could have ulted the soldier away. You could have killed everyone from that vantage point. That would have been so good. But instead you're like, let me shoot the Reinhardt shield. Oh, there's a monkey, let me shoot the monkey. Okay? And then you finally get up here and you're kind of... Okay, and you're just kind of realizing, okay, whatever, it's over. You're not even going to bother to like jump on the point. You're just kind of done with this round, okay? Do you have any questions?
No, that's pretty straightforward.
It sure is. Okay. Are you sure that you don't have any questions?
um, I don't think so about this.
Well,
Um,
I mean, again. So, let me check real quick. Yeah, yeah, that's basically it. That's basically it. So you're sure that you have absolutely no questions, right? Like, I don't want you to leave today with any open questions, okay?
no, I think you answered a shitload of stuff that I had questions of, and I can't do.
Okay, sounds good. Well, then I'll probably end the recording in a second. Again, I would really, really like to everyone, like to everyone. I really like to thank everyone for having a look at this. So this is kind of how my sessions go. Usually I insult people a little bit more, but people have been complaining that I shouldn't do that on YouTube videos, so I kind of try to restrain myself a little bit. But yeah, if you want to get yourself a session as well, you can check out the sandbox link in the bottom description. Tropic, is there anything you want to say?
Um, don't be afraid to get yelled at. It's worth it.
Nice.
That's all I can.
Great. Okay, well, I guess this kind of goes to the viewers and to you. My name is ioStux, and I'd like to thank you for learning.